Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Marshall live, and I am live. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the number one skill that you need to master to get the absolute most out of everybody around you, out of your team, out of your employees, out of your friends. And it's also the number one skill that you're going to have to learn how to master if you want to build power and authority in your brand, in your position, in your career. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're watching this live or on replay. Give me a like, give me a love. Help me get this video to the top of the feed so we can get it into other people's lives, because it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if you're a manager. It doesn't matter if you're a career employee. It doesn't matter if you have people that you want to lead in your life. There's people around you and you want to know how you can get the absolute most out of the people around you. Then I'm going to share this number one skill with you that will literally change everything for you. Okay. On top of that, now, and listen, I'm just being honest. If you're a business owner, how hard is it? And you don't have to answer, although you should comment below. I want to know, if you're a business owner and entrepreneur, honestly, how hard has it been the last year, the last couple of years, to be seen and heard on social media? How many of you are having trouble rising above the noise month after month? How many of you want to stand out and you want to be the authority in your niche? Because this is the number one skill that you're going to want to master if you want to get the most out of people around you and you want to build the most authority possible in your career, in your business, in your brand in 2024 going forward. Now, I'm going to share what this one skill is, but before I do, I just want to make light. I got to put this right up in front of you so we can't miss it. How many of you watching this video right now? Again, it does not matter if you're live. Although if you're live, do me a favor, drop me team live. If you're watching on replay, just say replay so I know which team you're on. Let's see what team gets more, team live or team replay. But it doesn't matter. Listen, this is the thing you've got to understand. This number one skill, it is either going to be a liability or it's going to be an asset. It's not, there's nowhere in between. So if you haven't mastered this one skill yet, then you probably are letting it be a liability in your life. Okay. Taking control of this number one skill not only is going to allow you to get the most out of people around you, it's not only going to allow you to build your authority fast in 2024 and beyond, but if you do not master this one skill in 2024, especially as a business owner and an entrepreneur, I promise you this number one skill is going to be a liability for the next 40, 50, 60 years of your life. It doesn't even matter if you're not doing business anymore. If you don't master this skill, then it is a liability. But before I tell you what that skill is, let me share a quick story with you guys, and then I'm going to break it down for you, okay? I love doing these lives every day because, well, honestly, let's be like, first thing is it builds my business. Like being here, seeing, speaking, all these things, it builds my business. It promotes what I'm doing. It gives goodwill. I'm adding value. But also, you guys, I know what it's like to be fucking broke. I know what it's like to be stuck doing stuff every single day that you hate. The reason that I started speaking online, the reason I started selling stuff online, the reason I started my coaching business back in 2014 and then really launched Top Paid Speaker in 2016 is because I literally just, like, if I can just make the difference in one person's life today. And I don't mean that to sound cliche or corny, because everybody fucking says that, oh, if one person sees my stuff today, but on the inside they're really dying and shriveling up and contracting because like they're so broke and so scarcity mindset. Like, no. That has never been me. I've always been like, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to do this. I'm going to share my message. I'm going to share the story, because legitimately, if one person, if Jeremy today, if Jeremy Clark watching this gets something out of it, and it's a little tiny shift in Jeremy's life that allows him to go be more the leader that he needs to be, like, I have to go live and share my message every day. So that's why I make these live videos. So listen, I want to share this skill with you because I want you to get better. I want you to be able to practice this all the time, like I have a list. And if you do have a list in your life, then I'm sorry, but I don't have a list. Anyways, you're going to want to master this one skill. It does not matter what it is. So let's break this down. But before I do, let me share a story with you, because I want you to get better at what you're doing so you can have the biggest impact so we can save lives. There are people out there that are killing themselves every single day. Rich people, poor people, white people, black people, brown people, tall people, short people, fit people, round people, all kinds of people. And you guys know that I believe your message is your message. So I have to share this story. I have to share this skill with you. Now, let me share the story real quick, and then we'll talk about the number one skill. For whatever reason, and I didn't understand this for a really long time, for whatever reason, like when I go places, like when I go someplace new, I stand out. Now there's a few reasons obviously I stand out, but first and foremost, one of the reasons I stand out is because I'm a little guy. But for being a little guy, like you might not be able to tell on video, but you really can't. When people walk in the room, they're like, You're fucking jacked." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I work out every day. Like more than making money, I love lifting weights." All right. So whenever I go into a room, whenever I go to a new place, I almost always stand out immediately just based on the way that I look. Now that's curated. I've very carefully you decided what kind of body I want to have, what type of workout I want to have, how I want to show up. And this is how I originally started to figure out this number one skill I want to share with you guys in today's video. I started to go every time I would go places, and I listen, and let me know if this is you below. As a younger man, when I used to go places and people were looking at me and kind of staring at me, like I would get upset. I'd be like, what the fuck are they looking at? I mean, literally, sometimes, like, if you guys know me, I have a little bit of a negative disposition sometimes. Somebody might be staring at me from across the room, and I'll be like, I've done it so many times, I'm not proud of it at all, but I used to be kind of a hothead. So I literally walk up, people are staring at me, I'd be like, do I have something on my face? Is there something on my face? And they'll be like, no. And I'll be like, oh, I thought it was the way you're fucking staring at me made me think that maybe there's something on my face. And so all I'm saying is that for most of my life, I've usually stood out in a room, and I didn't used to handle it the best way because I used to think, oh, everybody's looking at me like something's wrong. Now, here's the game changer for me in my life. It's when I started to understand that the reason that people are attracted to me is because I'm different than most other people. And when they're staring at me, it's not necessarily because they're judging me or like, whoa, like, look at that guy. They're looking at me because it's something so different. It stands out so much. The energy is so not like they're used to that they can't help but look. Now, this is not a video about getting in shape and being jacked and looking like a dangerous man. Although as a man, and especially as a speaker and leader, if you are jacked, it is going to help you way more. Same thing with a woman too. But as a man, if you are in great shape, if you are jacked, it does not matter. You're going to stand out. You're going to stand out in the room. You're going to rise above all the things. But that's not the number one skill. This is how I kind of started to get honed in on this number one skill before I started to master this skill. So I would go into these rooms and people would be looking at me and I'd be thinking like, well, what the fuck? Like, what is everybody looking at? Because I stand out. Now, this was the separator. And this is what people said about me every time I went into a meeting, back when I was an employee, when I was first starting my business, when I'm talking to customers on the phone or wherever. People are always like, wow, like you're really great at talking. I love your energy. You're really great at talking. I love it. Like, wow, like you get me so motivated and inspired. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, let's go. And I started to notice that not only when I go into a room do I stand out because of the way that I look, which made me want to take care of myself better, but I also started to realize, and listen, this is the number one skill. And I'm going to teach you right now. I don't have to teach you. This is the number one skill I want to talk about. I started to realize that not only does my body determine how much I stand out, but my ability to speak and communicate in front of people is the absolute game changer for every single thing in my life. Because when I walk into a room and I'm all jacked, yeah, and most people will look and be like, what the fuck? Right? And they're looking at me because they think this guy's going to be a douche. They see a backwards hat, eye tattoo. This dude walks in. He's like fit. He's like, oh, here's his bro. That's what everybody's thinking. But then as soon as I start talking, people are like, oh shit, like it disarms them. And they're like, this guy's chill. This guy's a great communicator. Wow. I mean, these aren't maybe the words that they're using, but I'm building rapport by the way that I tell my stories. I'm building rapport by the way that I talk. I'm building rapport by the way that I communicate. And I'm setting myself and standing out based on the fact that I am a good public speaker. The number one skill that's going to allow you to get the most out of the people around you. Doesn't matter if you're a manager, doesn't matter if you're an employee, doesn't matter if you're a business owner, you lead a team, you're a dad, does not matter. Your church, whatever. The number one way to get the most out of everybody around you is to be an excellent communicator. The better you can communicate through spoken word and your energy and your body, the more that people are going to rise up to your level and want to follow you. The way to get the most out of the people around you is one, by being an example, leading by example. But the second way is that when words don't speak, you got to be, or I'm sorry, when actions speak louder than words. But besides actions, it's the words that we say. It's the energy that I show up with. It's my ability to communicate in a room. Now, if you don't believe me, you guys can go Google Warren Buffett public speaking. And for those of you who know who Warren Buffett is, he's arguably one of the greatest investors of all time, multi billionaire, very, very, very famous investor. And Warren Buffett has very famously been quoted as saying that if you do not make public speaking an asset, it will become a liability in your life. It will become the choke point in your leadership. It will become the choke point in your business. It will become the choke point in your team. Because if you do not know how to clearly communicate and articulate the things you're feeling in a way that others understand them, because remember, communication is not what I say, it's what the other person understands. And so if I want to be an expert communicator, because I want to inspire and persuade people into action to follow me, to do the things that I want them to do, then I have got to be an excellent public speaker. Now, the second thing that I said, and I talk about this all the day, every day, I'm never going to stop talking about it because all of you need to know it. You guys have been watching me do it forever. Very, very few of you will do it. And the ironic thing is that when people making a lot of money come to me to implement my top paid speaker system, they make so much fucking money so fast. And they go, oh my God, this is so simple. How come I never figured this out? And I'm trying to tell all of you broke motherfuckers like, yo, go do this. Go do this. And you don't. You keep doing all the things. So I'm going to break it down again for the 130,000th day in a row. The way to build your brand, to build your authority, to stand out in the market is to be a great public speaker. Oh, well, Marshall, I just I don't have time to go speak. I mean, I got to find gigs, you got to be on stage and all. No, no. What does this say right here? Marshall what? Marshall Live. Does anybody know my last name? It's Gillen. Marshall Gillen with a G because I'm a fucking G. But the reason that my brand name is Marshall Live because I made a career out of going live on video. A long time ago, I started to realize that I stand out when I walk in rooms. And then I started to doubly realize that not only do I stand out when I walk in rooms, but when I open my mouth and start talking, I stand out even more. I repel all the snakes from me because usually the snakes are the ones that are in there trying to sell the oil and they see me come in there and I do it better than them. So they assume that I must be crooked like they are. So they talk shit. They try to tear me down. They alienate themselves from me. But the people who are real, the people who live in their heart and not their head, they're attracted to me. They come out because they can resonate with the energy that I'm creating because I'm a great communicator. So if you want to build authority, you want to stand out above the noise, you want to get more sales, you want to be more influential, you want to be more persuasive, you want to build your list, you want to grow your authority, you want to profit from it all while you do it, the very best way is to master public speaking. Now, in a business setting, the easiest way to master public speaking in 2024 and beyond is to go live. Like literally, I built my entire business, my entire brand. I became a $1 million speaker by going live on Facebook. That is it. That's it. I wasn't getting thousands of views. I was getting hundreds of views. Every day though, I'm going live, getting hundreds of views. And then it started out with thousands of views. And then there's all of those thousands of people. Every single day I'm going live just like this, or almost every single day I'm going live. I'm sharing a story. I'm sharing a message. If you want to be a speaker, then speak. You don't need a stage. You do not need to get booked and paid to be a speaker. Speakers speak. That's it. This thing that I'm on right now, social media, this video is a platform. It's a virtual platform for me to stand on and speak from. I have all the things that a speaker would have normally if they were standing on a stage speaking. And a lot of you, you want to grow your business. You want to make more money. You want to stand out in the market and you really, really want to help people. And you want to get the most out of the people who are around you. And I'm sitting here telling you, dude, the best way to do that is public speaking. And the longer that you don't master public speaking, the longer it's going to continue to be a liability. It's as simple as turning the camera on and going live for 3 minutes, going live for 30 minutes, going live for 3 hours. It doesn't matter. But getting started with going live is the absolute best way to start your public speaking career. As a matter of fact, it's literally the blueprint for high ticket speaking. So for those of you who don't know, I run a company called Top Paid Speaker and we teach high ticket speaking. You're like, Marshall, what's high ticket speaking? I've never heard of that. I know you've never heard of it because I made it up. High ticket speakers are like high ticket coaches, except for selling via the phone. We don't sell on phones. We just sell from video and stage. So instead of getting booked and paid to speak like a traditional keynote speaker, whatever fucking boring thing that is, like being a keynote speaker to me, and I'm not sorry, I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to be able to work from my phone. I want to be able to travel and work from anywhere in the world. I want to help a bunch of people. I want to live life on my own terms. I want to create my own daily schedule, one that I'm in love with, that's super fun and that I want to do every single day. And I want to make a lot of money doing it. And so when I started to get into the speaking world, I was like, this is pretty stuffy and pretty boring. And all these people are wearing suits and they all look at me funny and they all judge me for saying and fuck. And I'm like, this is probably not for me. And so I had to figure out how I could get my message out to people. I wanted to share a message of suicide prevention, of addiction awareness. I wanted to let people know that anything is possible. It does not matter where you started, what you've done, where you came from, like anything is possible. And I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how to do it. So I just started going live every day. I didn't know I was building an online platform at the time. I didn't know I was building a speaking business. I didn't know. I just was going live every day because I realized, if I want to stand out, I've got to do something to stand out. When I walk in the room, people notice me. And then when I start talking, they notice me even more. And I was like, fuck, I wonder if I did that online, I wonder if people would notice me. And I did it. And people started to notice me. And I got better and better at public speaking. And then I hired clients and they did the same thing. And they go live and they get better at public speaking and they close deals with their stories. And so all I'm saying is a lot of you are wondering, okay, well, how do I be a better leader? The way you be a better leader is become a better public speaker. One, the way that you stand out, grow your brand, grow your authority, grow your status in your market and your niche is by public speaking. And the easiest way to get started with public speaking is literally just to go live every day or almost every day or go live. People, oh, Marshall, the algorithm isn't doing so good for live videos. Who fucking cares? Do you want to be a speaker? I don't care if you do or not. I speak every day. I get paid every day. I got money coming in from clients every day. So I don't necessarily care if you do want to be a speaker. I think you should be a speaker because you have a story to tell and that story has the ability to save and or change people's lives when you tell it. So do I think you should be a speaker? Absolutely. But if you become a speaker, like it doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm just telling you, if you want to start a speaking business, if you want to be a better leader, if you want to get more out of the people around you, if you want to blow up your brand, if you want to increase your authority, the best way to do that is through public speaking. And the best way to practice and to master public speaking is literally through live video. Does being on a stage help? Fuck yeah. Is being on a stage more powerful than being live on a video? Fuck yeah. It's not even close. I'm not here to debate that and tell you not to use stages. Stages are amazing, but just don't be a speaking whore where you got to travel around and you got to chase all these stages out of scarcity and you don't get paid unless you get a speaker fee and your business isn't growing unless you're speaking. Like, bro, just go live. Just go live and start speaking. If you want, order you a roll-up banner. I made this on Canva. Look at this. Look at you guys. It looks fancier than it is. You see the pixelation in my hands there? Look at that. You see that? Okay. It's just a pattern interrupt. Does it increase brand authority? Yes. Do you have to get it perfect and nail it? No. But I'm telling you, literally, you order a couple of roll-up banners and a whiteboard or a poster board, and you start speaking every day, and you're doing trainings, and you're talking, inspiring, and sharing stories. Guess what? You're a public speaker. What you want to learn how to do once you master public speaking is you want to learn the art of speaking to sell. And that's why I'm able to make money as a high ticket speaker and make money from live videos like this, when I go on podcasts, when I make content, when I speak, if I speak for free at a meetup, if I speak for free at a college, if I speak for free at a high school, even if I'm in the classroom, because I know how to leverage social media and my personal brand plus public speaking to grow my business, to make money. It's the simplest thing in the entire world. I don't understand why more people aren't getting into high ticket speaking. So I'm going to end this video now. This is the last thing that I'll say. Yes, you watching the video right now. You've been wanting to get paid to speak. You've been talking about it for the last couple of years. You have a message, you have a story, you don't know how to tell it exactly, you're not exactly sure what the message is, it's kind of clear, and even if you did know what the message and story was, you're not exactly sure how to get paid to do it. So you don't do it. And then your friends are killing themselves. They're losing themselves to depression, to anxiety, to addiction. They're ruining their lives because they don't have anybody speaking life into them. And you want to speak life into people, but you're just not taking action. So I'm going to tell you, as simple as it sounds, the things that are simple to do are also simple not to do. So I'm telling you, if you want to be a public speaker in 2024 and going beyond, but you don't have the time to go book stages, or you don't know how to book stages, or you got a business to run and a family to tend to, I'm telling you the best solution for you to become a speaker and get paid to speak is high ticket speaking, where you learn the art of speaking to sell through stories. My mentor, Cole Hatter, taught me how to sell without selling. He calls it invisible selling. I call it selling without selling, but basically it's how to tell stories that sell a lot of anything. That's a skill you can learn inside a top paid speaker. So for those of you who are just getting started in your speaking journey and you're wanting to know how to start, literally just start going live every day. Just start going live as often as possible. If you want some extra tips, you can DM me. You can send me a message. You can comment below on this video and I'll give you some tips. Tell me where you're stuck. Tell me what's happening. I have a workshop coming up this month that I'll teach you how to build a brand. It's a very inexpensive workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop. It'll teach you exactly how to build a public speaking brand. I call them a speaker brand, a premium speaker brand. It'll teach you exactly how to do that in 2 hours. So if you're watching this and you're like, yo, bro, I hear you. I'm ready. Tell me. Then hit me up and I'll get you the link so you can get into that 2-hour workshop. If you're a speaker already and you want more opportunities to speak and this is kind of resonating with you and the idea of having more freedom working from your phone and making a lot more money is appealing to you, then hit me up. Maybe Top Paid Speaker Program's right for you. I'll show you how to make money with virtual events. I'll show you how to make money with meetups and your own events. And I'll show you how to book stages without booking stages where people are coming to you to have you speak on their stage and have more freedom and more money helping more people. All right. So anyways, lesson of the day, you guys, master public speaking. Best way to master public speaking is live video. Hope you got some value out of this video. Be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know who this might help. I love you guys. I know I get passionate and turned up, but I really do love you guys. I'm rooting for you every single time. I truly, truly, truly just want you to go out there and share your story and your message. You guys know my best friend, Dustin, ended up taking his life. And for a long time, I felt like it was because I didn't be honest with him about my attempted suicide and what I went through. And I was quiet and I lost my best friend. That's why for the last 7 to 8 years, I have not been quiet about attempted suicide. I have not been quiet about depression. I have not been quiet about anxiety. I have not been quiet about unhealed trauma. I want you guys to know that it's absolutely possible to go from the kid lying dead on the floor to the dude who's on these stupid roll-up banners making money, helping people tell their story. It is possible to 100% change your life. You don't have to be a public speaker to do it. I'm just saying, if you're like me and you've survived something, you're an entrepreneur and you want to learn how to get paid to speak, sharing that message, growing your brand and living your life with freedom and impact, then hit me up or go to toppaidspeaker.com and join my next mastermind. I love you guys.